Hello people and welcome to watch another World Team Carcassonne Online Championships match. This will be the final match of the week 2 of the group stage, and as you can see from the scoreboard it will be battled out between Poland and RCP. This is of course a group B match, and as we can see here, Group B also a rather nifty group, let's say, full of talent, though I would certainly place RCP as the heavy favorite of this group, and of the other teams, not at all sure in which order they will reside, but we'll have to wait and see. The lineups you can see just above me, and today we will be having on table 1 Pritchie versus Alistair Mary. On table 2 M2 versus Dexter Logan. Table 3 kspttw versus Tarakanov 28. Table 4 Misny underscore PL versus Vladimir Shendev, that's 71st. And table number 5, Thomas Preus, arguably the, at least in live events, arguably the pride of Poland. That's US Kuti, for those of you who do not know. And then he'll be facing, well, certainly not an easy opponent, Vladimir Kovalev, under the alias of someone you know. Vladimir, who has been a multiple times in the World Championships, representing either RCP or Russia in the past years. Most notably, actually, was there just last year, 2024, repping RCP. And if I remember correctly, he placed decently well. I think he was in the top 8, and also has of course won the 2024 CCL season 1, and now in the 2025 CCL also also managed to get his way into the finals for the second year in a row, but was not unfortunately able to defend his championship. But silver in CCL is also certainly no joke to be had. So I would still place table 5, well, certainly as the start table, but also as a slight, or maybe not so slight, yeah, I'd say a slight favorite for Vladimir Kovalev to take that down. And we will be, as a matter of fact, starting from that table. And if you do want to see a another game or a duel, then do let me know in the chat, and we will accommodate the requests and needs to the best of our ability. Now, I am expecting to have a maybe 4-1 or 3-2 matchup here. I think this is going to be, well, certainly quite a classy matchup, full of skill. There are not really any weak players on either side, and Russia, I believe, has all of their players amongst above 500ish. Well, easily above 500, above 600 actually, all of them, and on Poland's side, 550 above every player. So certainly going to be tight matches here to be seen. The first points will be going to Vladimir, who was able to take advantage of the first city cap. Then we have Thomas starting a city of his own, also a really early farmer as a result of the loop road and as a result of having 3 points on the field and a lot of green squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as you can see. So a lot of room to grow, and Thomas making even more room to grow for this field as he directs the city, no, not the city, but directs the road of Vladimir to the left towards the shared feature, towards the shared city, start a new city, and with that also creates even further green squares onto the field. So thus far the position is fairly equal. This one though, not a fan. Really not a fan. So it does have a clear idea, of course, that you want to limit this road and this shared city to a starting tile, or maybe you get a city plus road tile, and then you simply finish your city and attack the road, but that is not to be. Thomas gets himself a divider, doesn't meeple this city, which I think is a bit too safe playing, but okay. Does get 8 points on the scoreboard and more cities onto the field, with even more to come. Also, the fact that Thomas just pulled one of the dividers is also going to work in his advantage of making sure that these cities are indeed going to be shared, and a divider is much more harder now to find on this square than it was just moments ago. Thomas also finds the first monastery of the game, takes a second road, which, yeah, sure, why not? Still a lot of road ends in the deck, and we have ourselves the Ukrainian technique, well, sort of a semi-Ukrainian technique. So meepling a city next to 2 meeples of your opponent. Usually that is going to be done with against 2 monasteries, but in this case going to be done with a monastery plus a road, which also works rather fine. There is going to be some tension with the square, so even though the square at the moment is entirely unblockable, there is only one dagger that fits into the square. So a straight road, a field crossroad, or really any road tile could be devastating on this square, which really means that I think it would be in the interest of Thomas to actually, go here, kind of concede with the city cap and leave yourself 5 road Doritos to finish this road and make it easy for yourself to also finish the monastery in the future. Now, also, of course, it does also come with a bit of a price that it uses the city cap, and in some cases there is going to be a legitimate threat of Vladimir going over here with a a Dorito of his own, then a second one, and maybe even a third one, and then finishing off this city with the field Dorito to a spot that Thomas has secured. But it is still a long way from actually becoming reality. We have a lot of chances for US Kuti still to go over here with really just a road tile or maybe a triple city with a field, just some inconsequential tile that he can't really get value from. Go over here, restrict the square to maybe a starting tile, which would be the most ideal case because that is the same tile that Vladimir also needs on this square already. And having the need of the same tiles for multiple squares is really never what you want to do. Well, this is interesting. This is certainly interesting move. So Vladimir separating his 2-point city from the 1 point of Thomas, and leaving this 5-point road alone with a 2-point city here. So maybe becoming a winning mini battle, but there's only one tile to fit into this square. So I would not exactly say that this city is in a good shape. It could very, very well get blocked, or it will just remain as a ruin anyway. But if it remains as a ruin, then there is a chance that it will at least be much more lucrative than it would have been had these city points been shared entirely with Thomas. So a lot of Doritos, a lot of Doritos starting to flow Vladimir's way, and he takes advantage of them. Starts a Harampas-shaped city, only needing now one more Dorito out of the 5 remaining in the deck. Also managed to get 2 out of the 5 road Doritos already, so now only 3 Doritos remaining in this square. And well, this situation is certainly live with Thomas, but I imagine Vladimir will not see all that much trouble trying to block that, considering that it also includes, first of all, his own meeple, and secondly, Thomas also needs the starting tile over on this square. Would expect to see a blocking move. Wow. Wow. Oh, actually, this might work just fine because there was of course a potential for Vladimir to go over here with a extender immediately, and then block this monastery. But if he had done so, then there was also the cost of Thomas potentially going over here with a city tile, maybe a cow, and blocking off the connection to the main field from the bottom, which would mean that this lonely field meeple would be only worth 3 points and with very little room to grow. This one, okay, sure, both players adding another meeple onto the field, which certainly makes sense. So both players actually trying to get to the field via the starting tile, which there are still 2 remaining. Vladimir, I assume, is gonna go over here or there, which I guess also works, yeah. Sure. The square does get blocked immediately though. And now we see why it could have been very beneficial indeed actually for Vladimir to go here instead and take 2 points for the road and indirectly again help his own city here, because there were still two triple cities with the road remaining on this square, and he does get immediately that triple city with the road and now threatens to actually get away with with the city that is worth a whole lot of points. Finishes the city on one end, but does get the city again extended from the bottom, now requiring even the final triple city with the road, and it seemingly is going to be enough so that Tomasz will not have to worry about that city anymore, at least its completion. By the way, this dagger that was drawn quite a while ago also made sure that this city indeed stays as an uncompleted one. So, a decent move by Vladimir finds value for what is seemingly a rather useless tile, so protects this invasion square, even though it of course also exists over here, but if the curve lands on this square, then the meeple of Tomasz gets free, and he will be able to invest it onto a field, maybe over here for 9 points, or maybe attacks the main field with even a third meeple. But the main field is actually only worth 12 points, so well, it will be 15 points if the starting tile hits, so that's something. Vladimir gets to the main field indeed via straight road, takes 3 points in the process, and now +2 on the scoreboard for Tomasz, plus 10, 11, 10, 5, 8, 1, +1 for Tomasz, and this field is equal at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are still 2 curves that fit into this square. And there is, of course, a universe where Tomasz actually draws both of those curves, goes over here, and gets a majority onto the field, and also gets the other curve and goes, for example, over here, and just simply takes a 6-point field, maybe expands to a 9-point field, then controls both fields, and is going to perhaps even just simply run away with the game. But there are still a lot of tiles left in the deck, and a lot of opportunities is exactly what that means. So, Vladimir, is it time to get this field? No, it is not. He instead decides that it is more worth to protect this this square from getting blocked. Still trying to get the curve there with a 75% chance. And he does get the curve, which is going to fly over here. And a road Dorito for Tomasz. What do you do with that? You can't really score quick points, and not just really, but you simply can't score quick points. Huh. It's a good question. What do you do with that? We are also relying now quite heavily on the starting tile as Tomasz. So should maybe not even bother with the connection on this square if that happens to be the case. Like if we get the curve, I think we might be better off simply taking our meeple back from the monastery and then just having a lot of hope on the 2 starting tiles. Plus 4, 12, 13, 10, 12, 7, 10, 3, minus the field, which in all likelihood is gonna get equalized. So if it does get equalized, it is going to be plus 3 for Tomasz. And now the decision is only what to do until then. And Tomasz decides that he's going to actually form a 6-point road for a starting tile. Not sure if that is going to exactly benefit Tomasz in terms of the winning probability. I believe Vladimir is gonna be able to go, well, he can actually go over here and indirectly continue his ruin, or he can go over here in case he gets both starting tiles, or just here. Yeah, this is also simply, yeah, why go over here and indirectly continue your city when you can just go here and directly add points to your city. Yeah, doesn't really make all that much sense now that I think about it. This is of course a much better move. A Dorito for Vladimir, and I assume that we are going to be seeing, I think, just an extra point for the city, or maybe we are going to be seeing this 6-point field getting taken. One or the other, but actually I don't think that Vladimir is going to get away with just the field if he now spends his final meeple. But does he actually have any reason to actually save the meeple anyway? Like, there aren't really big scoring tiles, like quick point tiles, if there are no city caps on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, there are actually a bunch of city caps, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Still 4 city caps. That is a lot. And I believe... No, actually, is it time? Because these 6 points are kind of calling. Because we still have the 2 starting tiles. And Tomasz goes for it. 4 points for Vladimir for the city cap. As he... Well, actually, I'm not sure if it was correct to save his meeple, because then he could have gone over here. 6 points for the field, then expand to 9 points, have a city cap, right? And he could actually, he could have actually even made a 12-point field over here. But now 2 starting tiles, and one of them kind of has to be in hand of Tomasz on his very next turn, or he is going to be risking this game very big time, because he will, in all likelihood, still need to be able to score with his final tile, and that cannot really be done without having a meeple in hand. So he kind of has to get that meeple back into his hand on his very next tile, or he will lose the game. +6, +12, +20, 21, 15, 17, 12, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 8. 8. Am I counting correctly? What the? 6, 12, 20, 21, 15, 17, 12, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, +8. And after this +4, then he gets this 3. Oh, actually, does he even need to get the starting tile on his very next turn? There might actually be a universe where he doesn't even have to get it on the very next turn. Maybe even just getting it on the next turn, or on the penal, or on his very final turn is going to be enough. Maybe. So, but I mean, not sure what Vladimir here is checking, but it seems that these 4 points should be like, pretty no-brainer. Or not, or he finds a connection opportunity to the field. Does not get the connection yet, but there must be like a vanilla to fit into this square. 1, 2, 3, and there is a vanilla. So there is a vanilla, and there's a starting tile. So he's looking to get the connection on an 18-point field, because this is now 15, and upon connection, Vladimir is also going to be getting 3 extra points onto the field, but the vanilla is drawn by Tomasz. And Vladimir will simply be able to add 3 points to his little piece of field here. And it is the Polish who reigns victorious of the first game. I wonder if this was actually necessary. Let's see just by how much is Vladimir going to be losing this. So he would have like a possibility, let's say, for 6 more points. If he goes over here, then so it's 14 points though. Yeah, it's quite a lot. And Tomasz would actually only lose maybe like 2 points if he goes here instead. And let's say Vladimir has a meeple over here. So yeah, drastic measures had to be actually taken by Vladimir, but unfortunately they were not quite on the winning side this time. So an early lead to the Polish on table 5, and we shall see how the others are currently doing. So actually all other updates on the tables are so that Alstermeri is leading on table 1. Dexter Logan is leading on table 5. Is leading on table 2, sorry. And Vladimir Shendev is also leading on table 4. So besides the Polish win on table 5, well, Polish game win on table 5, so far everything is going accordingly to the plans of RCP. And let's see how actually the table number 3 is doing with KSP versus Tarakanov, and it had, well, the first game has seemingly just ended 1 minute ago, and it has ended into a Polish win. So very tight set of first games. 2 for Poland and 3 for RCP. So now that we are seemingly on schedule here, I am tempted to actually watch an entire game of KSP and Tarakanov. And we arrive at a perfect time. So, KSP is starting and starts with the traditional way of pointing up the curve and taking a road. Tarakanov with the first 4 points, and we shall see. Do we go with a farmer? We go with a very, very early farmer as KSP. 3 points on the field and an empty city cap. There is some value to it, but if we now attack to the city, we will be really, really easily closing down our own field, which is not exactly what we would want to do, and this is why we don't also do it. Now, now the thing that we should not do as Tarakanov is to go over here. I think a much better move is to go over here or over here and start a city facing down or facing to the right. Here it creates immediate threats for severe restriction, actually, well, on both sides, and here it just simply restricts both features of KSP, also the road and the city. And we can see that Tarakanov chose the, I'd say, the more harmful way for red, and decided to start harassing both of the features. We get to expand the road and expand the field, more importantly, as KSP. And I think an attack is going to be in order for Tarakanov. This is exactly why we created the attacking platform on this square. And KSP finds a monastery in return. Just gets out of the harm's way, says Tarakanov, and now what's the plan of KSP? He can't really go here, because then the road would get directed to the right, and that would block the road and the city, of course. But we don't really have any great moves here, like any. Like we can go here, but then it will easily restrict the field into oblivion, or like it will easily get knocked down on the right side entirely with one straight road. Goes over here, Tarakanov attacks the road and connects, and that would be really harmful. This could also be harmful, but KSP does get away with this somewhat reckless move. So the way this could have really backfired really badly was because 2 daggers were already gone, and it could have easily been the case that Tarakanov finds a city plus road tile on this square and restricts this square to the one final dagger, and having 2 meeples depending on one dagger is like really bad, especially at such an early stage of the game. So a 10-point city being finished by green, and also drops a farmer to the field, which is understandable. A monastery is really bad here. Yeah, no great squares to meeple it. Well, the only squares that we could even place the monastery to was over here and over here, and you really, I want to say, you don't want to meeple the monastery on either square. Here, not because of this possibility, as KSP was going to do, had Tarkanov uh, meeple the monastery, it was gonna get blocked immediately, and here, simply because this messes up with the connection to the 6-point field, and the monastery could also become blocked at the same time, limited to a starting tile. A second meeple from KSP to the city, and whilst still 3 cows remain so far, this structure is going to be favoring green, because it's going to be in red's interest to place the cow over here. Whereas if Tarkanov keeps getting the cows, then he can just go over here, then maybe block this square to a cow, then final cow goes over here. There is a lot of danger that is involved with this structure here. We do get a nice tile. We can end our road from one end, or maybe we even take an entire road or an entire secondary road. I think this is a bit more calling though, because we only have 2 meeples. We would really like to get that road meeple back at some point, as it does seem like there is going to be a secondary field as well. With only a curve, it's already going to be 6 points, and this is why KSP goes for the road end on the right side. Now every road end will be fine for us on the left side. Doesn't really need to be worried about getting this city blocked, as we can maybe even turn it into a ruin that is going to join the fights on this city slash ruin in the center. Simply 2 points for Tarkanov, being cautious. And I reckon we go here as KSP. I mean, we kind of don't still want to limit this city if we can keep it as live as we can, but okay. I mean, it's a bit of an empty move, right? But it's fine. Oh, well, here's a thought. So, with the city cap, now, do we save this square to a cow? I don't really like that. Or do we go over here? Or over here? I have a feeling, and it's also what I would do, that it's going to go on either end of the city. The issue is that if we do it from this side, then a triangle can come, and it can even be directed to the right, which I honestly think is what Tarakanov is going to be doing. I really do think that that is what's going to happen here. And then he's going to try to get a straight road or a curve over here, block this guy, and then simply be in a shared. Oh wow. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Interesting choice. This one, I mean, the road is gonna get messed with for sure. I think. I don't think Tarragona will be allowing this easy road end to the long road. I reckon the move we will see is gonna be this and take the road. Sacrificing the city cap, sure, but it will only leave one more tile into this square. Does not even end up taking the road, which I think is a bit stingy, with 4 meeples and a lot of road ends still remaining. I think it would be totally fine. But sure, I assume he's going to finalize the block because this road is still live. Or yeah, of course we go over here first. Yeah, that makes that makes much more sense. This is why you shouldn't. This is why you should never get like blindsided over one specific feature, like I just did for a moment here. So even though we had an opportunity to continue what we started, and then we do have to keep in mind that we have other nets in the water also elsewhere on the map. So a triple city for Targanov, I mean the most natural move. Also a good spot for a farmer. 6 points, easy 9 point easy 9 point expansion. Looks like kind of a no-brainer because this is exactly what we have been preparing for. This cow. It is actually like 7 points plus the field points, so 13-point move with 4 meeples in hand. Yep, and it is what we do. Kind of risky maybe going taking this city. There are several not so good outcomes that could happen. First of all, we could direct it to the right, and then only one dagger would be remaining, or then Tarakanov grabs a straight road, or maybe a straight road, or maybe a curve, goes over here, drops a farmer, and then is going to be restricting our city, plus would be again having a nice lucrative mini field of 9 points, which is also not that great for the Polish player here. Decides to go for a simple city start though. Restricts this city. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only one vanilla remaining on this square. So not that ideal. Red definitely looking to grab some triangles here and go over here, create a 9-point monastery spot, which serves as well because we only have one meeple, and then finish this city with a bunch of other Doritos. A resourceful move from red expands the field and also protects this vulnerable square on which his meeple is depending on. Should we ever go here? No, I think a better move is to go here. Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? Okay, just a simple disturbance really is what we go. So we are going to be unifying the cities together. And the block is going to come from Tarakanov. We also have major issues with this city here. So could be restricted. Actually, getting restricted to a starting tile or to a vanilla would be the same effect. Actually, arguably, getting restricted to a vanilla would be even worse than getting restricted to a starting tile. First of all, because because if we get restricted to a starting tile, then there's going to be a nice potentially 9-point monastery spot for a road monastery. And secondly, if we get restricted to a vanilla, then we will either need the vanilla over here straight up, or we are going to be needing the field Dorito plus a vanilla. And also, of course, this square will never be entirely safe. It can still be blocked to oblivion. So Targano with a curve, we have a couple of uses. We can, first of all, there's this. A 6-point loop that looks really great. And it is what Targano does. Now, a 9-point monastery spot is created by KSP. And I want to say that it does indeed favor red more here, because by the looks of it, red is the one who is currently behind. So behind 1 point, 6 points, 9 points. 10, 14, 17, 16, 19, 18, 13, 7 points behind. Okay, sure. So still trying to Tarakanov still trying to keep hold of this potential 3-point expansion of the field, and now makes the square even more lucrative if he happens to find the missing dagger onto the square. Then it's going to be not only the 3 points for the connection, but also 6 points for the field. And I imagine just this simple move is going to come. A meeple back, and maybe even preparing to drop another farmer on this square here. Yep, correctly taking the right-hand side city for KSP instead of the left-hand side, because now this creates a rather easy blocking opportunity for KSP to go over here with a regular curve, which there are still some remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, not many, but some. There are still 2 regular curves remaining. I wanna say that we go over here. Oh no. We have this. What am I saying? We have this feature over here. But do we have tiles to finish it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we have 1 road Dorito plus a triple city with a road. 2 tiles is more than enough, or should be. That's plenty of incentive to try and finish the city. If the move of KSP is going to be anything different from this, I am going to say that it is a mistake. I think this is indeed a mistake. I really do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, because now you see that this city of ours, it's gonna be difficult to complete. Because now if we get the road Dorito, then what? Huh? Then what? We are not really gonna have any great tiles to place here. As a matter of fact, we will then only have one cow to fit into this square. One cow, and that's it. I mean, I also like if we go here with this shielded tile, it's potentially 4 points, and we are making the imminent threat of completing this city. And given the situation on the board, I would say that having imminent threats is going to be great. Fantastic, rather. Because there are a lot of coin flips on this board. There is this 9-point spot. There's also this one that we could actually maybe even get away with just taking these 6 points or going over here. Depends on what kind of city caps there are. So yeah, then of course the one dagger, but there are no vanillas, no tube dividers. So but actually there are 2 city crossroads and a starting tile, which means that if we get this dagger, then we could go actually over here, and then we would have 3 tiles to finish the city. Not that I would be actually like all too like up for it, because we can score with the city crossroads anyway from roads, and the starting tile is then just simply like one additional out to finish the city, which is why again I would have really gone for the idea of being able to complete the city with a road Dorito, which we now get. And now we are absolutely kicking ourselves that we did not go for the completion plan earlier, because now there's only the cow that fits into the square. And now we are in a far, far worse position than we would have been had we gone with a field Dorito over here and actually finish the city and get a second meeple back to our hand. So much lost value there. Not great. Well, 2 points is what KSP gets. Also prepares this 4-point block of this square with a regular curve, which there are still the same, I think, what, 2 remaining, did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 2 remaining. Oh, we do get the cow. Well, there is a chance. Now, for the love of God, thankfully we go here. So thankfully our plan is clear in KSP's head. So we are indeed now threatening, after all, to complete this city. And Tarragona will have to make adjustments in all likelihood. We'll have to try and, well, does it take 4 points, or do you go for the block? Goes for the block, which seems to be the correct decision. Is this a full block? It might very well be, because there was this, then there is the dagger still, and maybe something else. So there's one curve, there's a dagger, and I have no clue what else. Oh, the monastery, of course. So dagger, monastery, curve. There are a lot of coin tosses or coin flips on the board, and this is one of them. So now Tarakanov again has the chance to either go here, take 4 points, or leave this square B and try to win the coin flip. KSP gets a dagger, but not the right type of dagger, which is unfortunate. No, actually it's not, because he can go over here and take those 4 points, right? And prevent the intrusion of this green farmer, which has been here since the beginning of you know people starting to count years. Since the beginning of the born of Jesus, this meeple has been here, and we are being extremely greedy here by KSP. Am I missing? Is there no dagger after all? There is one, a dagger here, dagger here, dagger here. No, there is still the dagger left in the deck, and there is a monastery. So it's going to be extremely volatile final 3 tiles. There's a massive swing for this, which will be 4 points for KSP and 9, like 21 points for Tarakanov. But the KSP does now have a 66% chance of actually getting himself that dagger, as Tarakanov only has 1 tile remaining and KSP has 2. A monastery, a dagger, and something else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A triple city might be with a road. A triple city with a road. That is quite inconsequential. It's not going to be worth much for either player, really. So, +1 for Tarkanov, +4. Oh, well, now we're gonna see. KSP is gonna get the most useless tile out of the 3, and there is now only the 2 big volatility tiles left. A 9-point monastery or a huge 25-point swing of the dagger, which will immediately end the game on the spot if Tarakanov gets it. You know what? This was actually a really nice find, actually, by Tarakanov. So there was a trick for KSP to like if he gets this, he goes over here, drops a farmer. Then if Tarakanov gets a monastery, he can't actually prevent the connection to the field. If KSP gets dagger, and if KSP gets the monastery, he can just simply unify himself to the field. But the monastery is received by Tarakanov, and that means that KSP will be getting the dagger after a long wait until the very final tile of the game. But he will be scoring how much exactly? I think only 4 points. Yeah, from here, from road, from anywhere. So 4 points, but how's the final looking like? I don't think this will actually favor KSP at all, because Tarakanov simply has a lot of somewhat valuable features. Yeah, it will end up to a win for Tarakanov. You know, this was actually a really key find, a key find by Tarakanov with the straight road, which seemingly had no value at all, but preventing this exact sequence of a triple city and a dagger in KSP's hands was was a decisive factor that ended up winning Tarakanov the game. Because again, if KSP goes over here, there is nothing that Tarakanov can do with the monastery that would be able to prevent the connection to a to this 15-point field, which would be more than enough for KSP to win the game. So a wonderful, wonderful find by the RCP player here. And this will also place the game into a decider of 1-1. And since it was actually quite a long game, I might add, there surely is going to be some resolvement here. And there is a lot of resolvement. So the resolvement is that we have a decider on every single table except for table 5, which has gone 2-0 to Thomas Pross's favor. Who would have thought? This is going to be a lot of fireworks still here. Every single table on a decider except for table 5, which was the star player, and to which I said that it was gonna be the RCP player that was more likely to win it. But how wrong was I? Welcome, Nicholas. You have arrived just in time to watch this rather spectacle kind of an end. Let's see how far is Misny. 19 minutes in. I think I will actually rather want to watch still like one nearly full game. So between Tarakanov and KSP. And I reckon that after this is over, then the other tables have also concluded. So most likely this will be a key table to win for RCP, as they do need to win 3 out of the ongoing 4 deciders. Is this how great or bad is this actually looking? So Tarakanov at the moment leading by 6-2 has a clear threat of a rather nice looking city, and I would assume actually that there's multiple things that KSP wants to do. So go over here, start a city, and then block the square, which he do with this tile though? It's not given, you know. It is not given. Because this is a city cap, it is a valuable city cap. You would want to also go over here, which is what KSP does. Let's see if Tarakano will be able to save the square, and he will be able to save the square, and he should be going over here in an instant to save this starting tile square, and there are now still 6 triple cities to go into this square, and it is going to be, or it is looking like to be an extremely nice city for Tarakanov. looking to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 18 to 20 points with this city. And he does get the starting tile also really fast. Now only debating on whether he should meeple it. And honestly, I might have. I might have just meepled it. Because now comes the save of KSP. You know, we could have been like incredibly greedy and not finish the city, but to go over here and meeple this road. Like, that would have actually not been a bad plan. Also, am I surprised of this move? I guess not really, because if we go over here, then sure, then our city is going to be safe, and we do have still 2 starting tiles to go, but then it does not guarantee the completion of the city, and it builds the shared square that we are sharing with the monastery, which would then allow stacking monasteries to be easily being added at the bottom of the table. Okay, Tarakanov goes for another restriction, so goes for the dagger restriction, which there are only 1 remaining actually. So it is now looking not that great for the city. Still about 35-ish% chance of getting completed. But that is about it. And also, if KSP gets a starting tile now, it's not exactly going to be a great thing. What, he doesn't get a starting tile, he gets the dagger and this. Oh no! But meeple the road, surely. It is a massive road. It's a massive road, man. And the field does not actually matter. Wow. And now we go here. Now we go here as KSP. We absolutely go here and we prevent Tarakanov from meepling this road. Or he just goes with the starting tile here himself if he wants the road. Like, we ignore this road that we have. We go over here. We now go over here. We absolutely go over here. And we can even direct the city cap to the right, because this was the final remaining dagger. Yes. Yes. Oh, he also meeples the road. The extra, the additional, the undaunting greed. With a 75% chance of completing both of these features, he really did not want Tarakanov to swoop in for the road, which I can see why. Okay, so Tarakanov having 3 meeples in hand, he would not be hesitant, I think, to go over here, which I think he will still do. He will go over here and drop a farmer to anticipate the 9-point field. Actually, he can't do that because it goes through here. Never mind, I am blind again. Oh my god, and we get it! We get the starting tile immediately. I mean, this must feel so good for KSP. This has got to feel like as good as like the perfect mixture of like pastry dough, when it's like just the right stickiness, you know, but still like soft, like ah, wow, what a sequence of tiles for KSP. Absolutely wonderful. So we finish off an 8-point city from the jaws of death almost. then we also get away with a 9-point field and with a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-point road. And we kill off the monastery. What a superb sequence for KSP. Absolutely superb. Also, for some reason, Tarakanov has went for a second farmer here. I reckon it's a bit premature, with only having with only having 6 points on the field and maybe potentially 9. No, don't like this. I don't like this. Uh, I mean, KSP is like kind of continuing the path of the superb greediness, but I think this is way too extra. We are 15 points ahead on the scoreboard. We have a 9-point field, which basically negates this 8-point monastery and more. And then we are what plus 10 for this, and then we have a city here. We have a nice meeple advantage. We have a 3-point road, and like this field is really not even looking like to be that big. So I don't really get why we are even bothering to attack it. And in all likelihood, these are going to unify. We would need to use even a second farmer on this field, which is like actually looking like to be really, really small. I think this is definitely a way to try and lose the game. Also, what is this? This is also another move that I don't really like. Sure, it gives us 2 points on the city and it prolongs it and allows the completion at some point, but like this 2 points, harassing the city or just even taking your meeple back, I think much better moves. But this, specifically this, so like just unbelievably good move compared to this. Like we don't need to finish the city like ever. We had 3 meeples and we well now 4 after getting this meeple back. Like we don't need to actually finish the city. We can just have it as a ruin or something. But preventing this, that is important, which we now have to do with our remaining tiles, and we are going to have to do it fast. And Tarakanov steps in and is going for the actual completion of the city, retaining the chances. Now there are or were 3 tiles that went there perfectly. So 1 divider and 2 field Doritos. Now after KSP gets 1, 2 tiles that go here, but still plenty equity for Tarakanov. A triple city will work fine, even though it will actually allow the full block of the city. But we have to go here though, because if we don't, we can get blocked anyway. As unfortunate as it is, and the block is gonna come. Now KSP, don't get greedy. Do not take like just 3 points over here, but just go for the block. Yes, he goes for the block. And he has his priorities in order. Because now that we are ahead, the only thing we really gotta do is to make sure that Tarakanov does not finish any big features. Like that's KSP's way to actually win this. Welcome Concord. Glad to see you're still up and running. It's been a long day, but so has the support on the streams. So a vanilla for KSP, doing a normal move, finishing our city for 4 points, getting a meeple back. All things considered, this is totally fine. Now, Tarakanov most likely just also a normal move, starting a city, and finishing his previous one. 16 points ahead on the scoreboard is KSP, and now, is this too extra? It is kind of a generous field meeple, not gonna lie. Kind of generous. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Well, still 5 city caps remaining. Now 4. I would have definitely done this without a meeple, or just go over here and try to finish your city this way. Because this is too greedy. This is also, I think, a major miss from KSP. I mean, just going over here would leave us 3 out of the 4 remaining city caps to finish our city. Because there's a starting tile and then 3 city caps with field on the left side. Whereas now we are going to be needing a city cap over here and here and here, which is not that not that great, you know, not that great. A connection is being made to the field by Tarakanov, and depending on whether he will be meepling the road, let's see. He will not, and we will be getting 4 points as KSP, which we should definitely take, and we do. So plus 20 on the scoreboard. Then for Tarakanov's next trick, what's he gonna do? 3 points here. Looks good. I mean, it does create an 8-point monastery spot, and it kind of looks like Tarakanov is in need of the volatility. Decides not to, though. How many triangles are there? Like, there has to be this has to be like one of the very few ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, very few ones because there are absolutely 0 in the deck anymore. Though there was actually a divider still remaining in the deck that could be used as a Dorito to finish off the city. Plus 17 for KSP. Plus 23, 14, 6. Minus 1, minus 2, plus 1, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6. And oh, this is great. No! Did you see the miss on my eyes as I witnessed that move? KSP had such a wonderful opportunity to go over here, take 2 points, and then bring this 3-point farmer to the 9-point field. Oh, what a miss! What a tragic miss by KSP. That is unfortunate. Well, he is still in the lead by 8 points, I think. So all things are fine on that regard. And by this, I believe that we have just won the game. But, oh, it would have been so good, man. Forcing Tarakanov to to invest even his final meeple onto the then 15-point field would have been just something otherworldly. So beautiful it would have been. But can't make every best move, yeah. And like, well, I mean, 3 points is not bad. Like, it's still 3 points. And at the moment, we are doing just fine. I mean, and also, like right here, did I say something about how small these fields were gonna get or remain? 6 points. Or is there a vanilla? Actually, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, there's a vanilla remaining. What a find actually by Tarakanov with this move. Not only was he killing off the monastery spot, but laying down a spot for the vanilla, because if these fields don't get unified, he can actually get away with 2 9-point fields, which would actually be a fabulous performance actually. After having seen these meeples being stuck to 9 points for like the entirety of the game, like 9 points altogether for two meeples. Well, really for one meeple, but anyway. So thinking of the vanilla, it will be 4, 7, 10, 13 points, which could actually maybe somehow, some way keep Tarakanov in the game still. Is it possible? Though he is behind a meeple also. Plus 26 for KSP, 29, 28, 34, 27. Then this of 19, 20, 25. And then it actually still would not be quite enough. Tarakanov would still be trailing behind. So he's going to be needing some help actually from KSP. Like, as long as KSP doesn't do something like absolutely like absolute blunders, like going over here with a meeple on the field, then I think KSP, even if the vanilla goes to Tarakanov, he should be fine. I think. Should be fine with the two meeples, because he can still score and rather easily outscore Tarakanov even with the vanilla. But he's giving a long thought. 4 minutes in the clock should be enough to solve the endgame. Let's try to solve it ourselves also. Too late. KSP goes for a 4-point move, which seems like reasonable move. Sure. Now, this makes me think that there are still tiles to go over here, and now the best move is not to go here, but to go here. This is much better, because this is theoretically 9 points if the vanilla hits. This is for sure at least at least 3 points in case we get the vanilla. This is, I want to say, this is a small mistake, a small inaccuracy, but it is too late for Tarakanov to better his position. does not even go for a farmer here because it actually would not get blocked, but goes for a 4-point city, kind of just, I guess, giving up as he knew that the outcome was not going to get any better in terms of who wins and who loses. And KSP will be taking down a strong master and will be getting a match point for Poland. And we will soon be seeing the how the other tables have finished. I believe, judging by the amount of spectators that this game has, that this must be the final game that was ongoing. It is a decisive win for KSP with a comfortable over 20-point lead. So 2-1 and then goes to 2-0 Poland, and then we shall look at the rest. Oh, indeed, it was a decisive game on a decisive duel. As on table number 2, Misny PL has lost to Vladimir Shendev 1-2, and table number 1 has finished in a win for Pritchie for 2-1, and table number 2 on the win of Dexter Logan of again 1-2, as a lot of deciders were played. And this means that Poland not only challenged but also defeated the group favorites. Well, in my eyes, group favorites. I don't not sure about everybody else, but certainly in my eyes, RCP was the group favorite. And well, I think there still are because they are just ridiculously strong team. But Poland really showing that they have not come here to play. No, that's wrong, because they have literally come here to play. But they have not come here to blunder around. And they will be heading into the third week in a win streak of 2 wins out of 2 matches. 1 over RCP and 1 over Slovakia, I believe. And they will be actually, I think, are they the only? Yeah, they are the only team with 2 wins. No, they are not. No, that can't be. Oh, it's because Italy and Uruguay have not yet updated their score. Let's actually see what it was. So 4-1 for Italy. So as it stands, Italy also with 2 wins out of 2 matches, and is going to be joining Poland on the top 2 spots in Group B. And that is going to be the top 2 that we are going to be heading to the future weeks. Let's skim through the rest of the groups. So in Group A, at the moment, Finland and China are leading the group with win streaks. Group C, Romania and also Thailand will be having 2 wins as soon as the results get updated. Then on Group D, wait a minute. UK will be having a 1 win, Guatemala 0, and then Am I missing something here? Should there not be more? Oh no, I think this is correct. So only Greece, UK, and Guatemala have played 2 matches. Chile and Colombia have had a rest week. Well, Colombia had a rest week this week, and Chile the week before. So uh, everyone but Guatemala at 1 win. Then in Group E, US in the lead with 2 wins. Group F, France. Hold up. I believe was. Hey, wait. What's this? What's the group here? Ah, the Spain Brazil has not updated yet. Let's also check that. Um, so it is 3-2 in favor of Brazil. Congratulations for them. So taking their opening win of the season, going into 2-1. Spain, unfortunately, still without any wins, having taken 2 tough losses, 2-3 both. And then Group G, we have Croatia leading with 2 out of 2 wins. Taiwan, Latvia both with 1, and Tunisia and Belgium so far without match wins. Okay, that's a good standing to continue next week. We have a few upcoming matches already scheduled. So May 5th, so tomorrow, we have Slovakia RCP, and May 8th, Belgium Latvia, and May 11th, so on Sunday next week, Catalonia Australia. Not gonna be necessarily streaming tomorrow. Not sure yet which matches or on what days I will be streaming next week. We'll see. The announcements will come as they come. That is where we are going to be wrapping up the week 2. Thank you all for joining, and thank you all for sticking all the way until the end. If you do enjoy this kind of Carcassonne content, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing on it and liking the stream. I will be seeing you again next week with more World Team Carcassonne Online Championships. Bye for now.